from the Catholic Underground.
Today on the show, it's our Christmas Spectacular, an adoption story to warm your heart. Hey Nick, straighten up and slay right. Staying vigilant, our picks of the week, and so much more. The Catholic Underground's Christmas Spectacular starts now. Well, oh well, oh well, oh well. This is our Christmas Spectacular. I'm excited. Oh well. Yeah. Hi. Welcome to the Catholic Underground. I'm Father Chris Decker, and we are indeed the podcast that tries to help you cut through the noise of the digital continent and bring you the topics that matter. But this episode, like we tend to do every year, is perhaps a little bit more rambunctious. Because rarely do we get to just spend some time with you in whatever medium you find yourself, consuming us on, whether it's podcast or whatever. And this is also kind of the Christmas party that we're inviting you into for the Catholic Underground. Ooh. So joining us, we got Kathleen Lee. Hey, Kathleen.
Hi.
Also, Kathleen is if you're listening to us on your podcast form, Kathleen's got a lot of different bottles around her as well.
Not all of them are alcohol.
Not all of them.
Some of them
We'll be talking about it a little bit.
Just a few of them.
Yeah. Olivia is here as well, of course. She is our resident Italian food critic, which is why we thought we'd kind of go to Italy for our Christmas Spectacular.
Yeah. It's my time.
It is your time to shine, yeah.
So
and heading up to space to the Jeff Star 1 near-Earth orbit satellite. Hey, Jeff.
Hey, I brought some Whoppers, some of the milk chocolate covered.
Oh, yeah, right. It's because they're small and they fit in the pneumatic tubes. Right, yeah, exactly. And so also Ed Ball is in the ball pit, which, of course, they're red and white colored balls in the ball pit this year.
Absolutely, especially this year.
Like a candy cane.
That's right. So presumably you're watching us Christmas week or somewhere thereabouts, or you're listening to us on Christmas week as you're trying to figure out what to do with your newfangled iPhone 11, and you've somehow managed to subscribe to our podcast. So welcome to you. And if it's the first time you're listening to us, we hope that it isn't the last. Yeah. Anyway,
it's been fun.
So yeah, we are a show that likes to try to talk about a lot of the things that are happening. Sorry, the forks are there, ready for later segment. So we try to talk about a lot of the things that are important, but maybe don't get a whole lot of coverage.
Yeah.
And so the first segment today is one that really is just heartwarming and not a dry eye. When I saw this on social media, I teared up a little bit. So
I avoided it for a long time.
You did. You avoided it.
Not today. Not today.
I kept seeing the pictures and the headline. I was just like, I just can't.
No.
It's so cute.
So the story is a 5-year-old Michael Orlando Clark Jr. He wanted all of his friends to see the moment that he was officially adopted. And so what did he do? He dragged them to the 17th Circuit Court to cheer him on. So as he sat facing a judge in the Michigan courthouse, his entire kindergarten class sat in the pews behind him in solidarity. Each one of them held up a pink or a red paper heart. Some of them couldn't even see above the barrier dividing the courtroom, and yet there they were. And I'm guessing that's like where the gallery is, that people can sit. Yep. And so the judge says there's not a dry eye in Judge Patricia Gardner's courtroom. There were 36 of those children. There were 36 other children that were officially adopted that day, along with Michael. So really one of those beautiful Advent miracles, huh? Yeah. The miracle of adoption. Michael became a foster child to Andrea Melvin and Dave Eaton a year ago before formally being adopted by them this week. And Judge Gardner of the 17th Circuit Court Family Division says, I understand we're joined by Michael's kindergarten classroom and teacher. And so even the judge was wearing a necklace of Christmas ornaments because it was National Adoption Day.
I love that.
Yeah. And of course, as somebody who is adopted myself, did you know that Father Chris adopted? Yeah. It really is beautiful to see this sort of thing because a lot of people, I don't know, maybe I'm kind of going off script here a little bit, but a lot of folks think that adoption is something strange or something other, but there is a real family dynamic that takes hold, you know? And we as Christians certainly recognize a very important adoption, actually two, a very important adoption in that Mary and Joseph adopted the Son of God into their family. You know, obviously he was mystically their biological child, or Mary's biological child. Joseph is often called the foster father, the earthly father of Jesus. But he was really and truly a part of their family, even though the circumstances that Jesus came into their family are, well, mysterious, beautiful, divine, and different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so when we talk about adoption today, and by the way, the second adoption would be us, all of us. We are adopted sons and daughters of God by virtue of our baptism. We who had the doors to heaven, our heavenly home closed to us in original sin, are now thrown open whenever we are adopted into his family through baptism through Jesus Christ. So you got like 2 homilies there. New listener, you're in for it. But so adoption really is it is a homecoming. It is a real and true family experience. And so I know this always excites me greatly.
Yeah, I think it's really cool that he brought his class with him, because you're right, it is something that adoption has a stigma attached to it. And working with women in unplanned pregnancies, we unfortunately, maybe fortunately, because they're choosing to carry and keep their child, but adoption is something that not a lot of women turn to. And it's something that, just recently, I say recently, in the last, 50 years or so, was something that you really didn't talk about if you adopted a child or your child was adopted. I think this is really cool, because what the family looks like, is changing.
Yeah.
And, adoption is such a beautiful thing. It makes a family, a family larger.
Yep.
And it's such a cool thing to be a part of. That I know these kids are going to remember for the rest of their lives.
That's right. And then perhaps think about it, a little bit more down the road, because as life happens, some of the kids in his class that are young girls may not be able to conceive for some point, or at some point, because of situations health-wise and whatnot. Some of those young boys are going to be dads. They're going to be husbands. And they may then be able to say, well, I remember way back when I was in kindergarten, one of the boys in our class was adopted. Maybe we should be open to that as well in our particular situation. And it's a beautiful thing, I often think about my parents. My parents had basically, because mom had been sick and was unable to conceive, and they said, well, we'll try. And they tried, and they tried to adopt, and nothing happened. And then when they had given up and said, okay, Lord, we guess it's your will that we'll just be a childless couple, a phone call came, and so you never know the workings of the Holy Spirit, the workings of God, whenever you just simply say, Lord, it's up to you. Here's where I am, and let your will be done.
Right.
And then you see something beautiful like this, where Michael is bringing his stuffed animals, as kind of his posse at the I guess he's sitting in the defense table there. I don't know. And so how beautiful that is. And so those are the sorts of things that certainly warm our hearts.
Sure.
But they also are called to kind of turn our hearts looking towards the bigger picture.
Right.
And that, of course, would be the fact that the family is something that is beautiful. And whenever it's interrupted for any particular sort of reason, sometimes because of the presence of sin, sometimes just because of life is what it is, it can always be resumed in a new key. According to the design that God wants, because we do recognize the importance of mother, father, child, man, woman, child. And whenever that can be not just simply kind of photocopied or replicated, but when it can truly be entered into, and in many cases with adoption, with a prayer, that should be done. That is an important sign for the world. And I dare say it's a really kind of an image of the Holy Family as well,
Oh yeah. Well, I think about when I talk with my students about like the Old Testament, we talk all the time about, is this, whatever this is, God's plan for marriage and family? And often the answer is, well, no, right? But then I follow it up with a question like, but can God follow through with his promises even in this? And the answer is always yes.
That's right.
Right. And so no amount of like human imperfection can destroy God's plan to bring us to himself, to draw us closer to him. And so I love that, like Kathleen was saying, like is often, maybe less so now, but like a stigma on adoption. I was even watching a sitcom the other day where it was that kind of that trope that you see in older shows where it's like
You're probably adopted, that kind of thing.
Not like that, but like it's like a secret until the child is older, and then they're like, well, when do we tell him? You know, and it's like you could have just grown up, like raised him, you know, knowing that he's adopted, because it's not a bad thing, right?
No, right, yeah.
And so I think you're starting to see that more and more. But yeah, just realizing that like especially in a spiritual way, like that adoption, that spiritual adoption that you're talking about, like the adoption of redemption, like kids who experience that, parents who experience that, get to like enter into that mystery of faith in such a deep way,
right?
That some of us can't fathom
all
of the facets of that. So there really is such a beautiful spiritual reality to adoption as well.
And my parents really kind of blow me away, because they understood the spiritual nature of that adoption, especially whenever I decided to become a priest. Because they know full well that their grandchildren are my parishioners.
Yeah.
You know, and they truly, while my dad was alive, he certainly understood that. He got involved in parish life.
Yeah.
My mom, to the degree that she can, does the same thing, you know, and it is a real thing. And the beautiful thing about how God works in the midst of something that is something that is not a situation normal is that he will more than make up for the fact that this is an abnormal situation. Right. And not only will he redeem it, but he will overflow with the graces that are necessary to make something even more beautiful out of it. And I mean, I'm hoping that I participate in that beauty. But that's the thing about it, folks, is that whenever we do something that takes us off the path, God can always not only just bring us back, but he can say, and look at this, look at this. And one of the things that we also know in Jewish culture, certainly, and in many cultures of the ancient world, whenever a child was adopted into a family, they became more than blood, you know, because there was even more of kind of a responsibility that the parents were assuming, the adoptive parents were assuming. And there was a sense of responsibility that the child was assuming in being brought into this family. And so it's love and responsibility all together. And that's the thing, is that always happens within the midst of the family. Yeah. And I think there was a popular meme, a quote from Scott Hahn that says, you know, isn't it interesting that the Christmas story is not centered around just a child, but a family. You know, and as we start to get closer and closer to just really kind of diving into the Christmas season fully, right? For those of you who have been to Christmas Mass already, and we get, if you're one of those that can do this, do it. If you go to all of the Masses of Christmas with all the different readings, you go all the way through that anticipation, the struggle of the family to find room in the inn, and then the birth of Jesus, the adoration of the shepherds and the angels and the magi. And then also the reading of the first chapter of John, where you see the kind of the big picture and then the microscope of the Holy Family. So this is a beautiful story about young Michael Orlando Clark Jr. and his family. We wish him well, and certainly if the Lord might be placing on your heart, you know, if you're a husband and wife and you've had trouble conceiving, you want to do what the church asks in terms of family life. Consider adoption, because that is a very real option. And well, I mean, again, not to make it all about me, but I can tell you that it works, and it can bring about a great deal of fruit in your family and in the life of the child that you adopt as well. So I could talk about this all day, and it's funny because I don't talk about this very much.
Yeah, you really don't.
I mean, I don't think about adoption on a daily basis. You know, it doesn't enter in, because the family that I'm a part of, the people that I love are my adoptive family. And I am not a mystic, I don't think, but slightly mystically, even though I've never sought for my birth parents, I know that my parents loved me, right? Because I exist, I have being. I was brought to be. And that has always been something that has entered into my prayer too, a prayer of thanksgiving and of gratitude. So in a sense, I kind of know my birth parents, even though I don't know who they are. Yeah. And that's a very real thing as well. So adoption, good. See you, hats off to Michael and his family, and to all of you who have considered adoption, who have adopted children, and who are welcoming this family life in a new key in your family as well. Well, there is one thing that we probably should, especially for you newbies out there, that we should remind you is that we are the Catholic Underground. All right, we did that just for our stations down the line, because you never know. And I really like that wide shot. So if you're watching us on the radio, it's pretty.
I like it since the wide shot has moved.
Yeah,
personally.
well, the wide shot used to live
in
that's
Olivia's
my fault,
eardrum.
we used to let the live shot live over towards Olivia's eardrum, and you know, now you just get the classic shot. And we have if you're listening to us, we have some poinsettias in the studio too, and those aren't always there.
It's party.
So it is. Our studio cleans up real nice.
It does,
doesn't it, there, Jeff?
It does. And I love the snowfall.
I know.
On the monitors.
The perpetual snowfall. It's snowing indoors. In Louisiana, at the time that we're recording this, it's almost 80 degrees Fahrenheit. So
I love Louisiana Christmas.
That's right. Yeah.
Everybody's singing about snow, and I'm like, I'm sweating.
That's right. So for those
kind
of
of precipitation.
That's right. It is a kind of precipitation. It is.
That gross.
Yeah.
That's true.
Precipitation. Yeah. Anyway. So our show notes, by the way, if you want to look at all the things that we're talking about on the show, and maybe you're listening and you go, I would like to read the story that they were talking about. What we do as a podcast is we kind of we go through the different stories of the day, and we kind of break them down and tell you part of the story, and then you can read the whole thing for yourself. And we have show notes on our website at CatholicUnderground.tv where you can access that and see the stuff that we're talking about. And I guess we would be remiss if we don't mention Jim Hayes and his adopted family, right?
Yes.
He has all sorts of young'uns there in his family. And Jim is the managing editor way out in California, and we connect via email every week. Yep. And he helps put the show together, and he does really a lot of the yeoman's work in putting the show together. So that's really how our show can continue to come to you, and we're very grateful when it can. All right, our picks of the week, which we'll tell you about. Are we going to do picks of the week? Yeah, I think I have one, so I'm gonna do one, even though it's going to be a little non-situation normal.
Yeah,
because we would be yeah. So yeah, you don't have to worry about it, Jeff. We'll take care of everything from here.
We're 30 minutes away from
there you go. Yeah, you just keep riding the Jeff Star 1 around the earth. Yeah,
I'm enjoying it. Thank
All righty. So Kathleen,
Yep.
I was really shocked to discover that you can't just become a mall Santa.
No.
but that if you're going to be serious about being Santa, you got to go to school.
You got to go to school. Now, this is not some 2-hour training on a Saturday morning where they tell you, look, when a kid starts to cry, just smile real quick and we'll take the picture.
Yeah.
No, this is serious. Playing Santa Claus is holy business, people. So much so that there is a St. Nicholas Institute where Santas and Mrs. Claus, lest we forget,
we cannot forget that,
from across the country and Canada gather annually to be inspired by St. Nicholas's example. Now, St. Nicholas is not handing out candy canes at the mall. I mean, maybe he is. But this goes a little bit deeper than that, right? The one-of-a-kind October retreat, because you got to get in the spirit.
Yeah.
And seminar at the St. Paul Retreat Center in Detroit, of all places.
It's cold up there.
It's a magical land, Detroit is. It rekindles friendships and includes prayer and learning over 3 days.
I like the idea of a 3-day retreat to be a Saint Nick.
Yes. So everybody who attends this is open to the very spirit that animated the saint, because lest we forget, Saint Nicholas, Santa Claus, whose heart was made glad by the Christ child.
Yep.
Right.
That's what animated his whole ministry.
Right. Now, in storybooks, Santa lives at the North Pole, but St. Nicholas, the saintly template for Santa, was a real-life Catholic bishop born during the 3rd century in present day. Anybody know?
I do.
Don't read the show notes?
No.
It's what you eat at Thanksgiving? Turkey!
Oh, dang it. I was going to guess. I know where he's buried. Come back to me for that.
It's what you eat at Thanksgiving. Well, I guess
well, just a little hint there. He came to be known as Santa Claus from the name Sinterklaas.
Yeah.
Right?
That was the Dutch.
Is the Dutch, yeah. For their favorite saint, St. Nicholas.
That's right.
It's always the Dutch.
That's why you leave your shoes out
or your
night
clogs.
before. Or your clogs.
Or your clogs, yep.
I
didn't, that's the tradition that I need to, Santa Claus still comes to my house. Let's talk about this. I wonder if St. Nicholas would.
I bet that.
Bet he would.
I missed it this year, but next year I'm leaving my shoes out.
You can get Chunk some little shoes and
I was
leave
gonna
them by the
say,
door.
Chunk, by the way, is Kathleen's French
Yes.
bulldog. It's not just a bit of pudding she
No.
keeps in the corner.
No.
It's important to note that.
Right.
They're
Now,
new. They're new. So
Yeah. Yes. He's a Christmas miracle in and of himself.
He's
But
the 4th panelist on this.
yes.
She is.
So back to St. Nicholas. Although his reputation has been blurred with Christmas-themed associations like a workshop and elves and flying reindeer, he is in fact a saint who died on December 6th, in the year 345 at the age of 75.
Which was old in the 300s.
Right? And he still inspires the joy of giving today in 2019. Our lifelong devotion to St. Nicholas inspired Father Joseph Marquis in 2012 to found the St. Nicholas Institute in Detroit. Now, he is the pastor of Sacred Heart Byzantine Catholic Church in Livonia, Michigan.
That's right. Yeah, my parish my parish town gets its name from the other Livonia.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was it.
And he has played Santa for 47 years.
So he's an Eastern Catholic priest. So by the way, long story short, he is a Catholic of the Eastern Rites of the Church, one of the 22 other churches that make up the Catholic Church.
Yeah.
Yes.
There you go.
There it is.
There's a big devotion to St. Nicholas
There is a
among the
huge-
Eastern Rite. I feel like in the Catholic Church or the Roman Catholic Church, we're just very kind of like, yeah, Santa, obviously.
That's right. We'll wait till Santa Claus comes. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in the Eastern churches, December 6th is a big deal.
That's right.
Yeah.
You leave those shoes out.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Now, for 47 years, Father Marquis has been playing Santa Claus, and he was actually inducted into the the International Santa Claus Hall of Fame.
Are there such things?
Yes,
Jeff,
in 2011.
there's you could still be considered. You just have to start growing that beard.
Oh,
Get on it. Get on
There's
it.
a school
that.
for you, Jeff.
And get you some reindeer.
actually, I had played Santa many years ago.
Uh-huh.
Don of course,
Yeah.
I just
Yeah. That's a
Just do the stick
have
on.
to do the stick-on whiskers, but anyway.
Yeah.
And I played Santa on the radio a couple of times, too.
Aw.
Hello there.
Can you give us your best ho ho ho?
That's pretty
Oh,
good.
that's so good.
I tell you, if there were a radio Santa Claus Hall of Fame, you'd be there.
Oh, well, God bless
That's
you.
true.
Thank you, Father.
So not only has Father Marquis been inducted into this International Hall of Fame, he has played Santa from 1977 to 1989 in the Detroit Thanksgiving Day Parade.
Nice.
He's appeared on TV shows as both Santa and St. Nicholas, including EWTN's Living Right with Dr. Ray and At Home with Jim and Joy.
Yeah.
And even has won an Emmy Award for his appearance in a television special with the Four Tops singing group.
Wow.
Oh.
He also created, co-wrote,
Emmy.
illustrated, and portrayed St. Nicholas in Saint to Santa, How Nicholas Became Santa.
Yeah, if you've never been to the St. Nicholas Institute website, there's a lot of information there for all ages. Mm-hmm.
I think that's so cool because I think that, especially in today's day and age, we need to be teaching our children
Yeah.
the traditions.
There's
of
more
of
to
where
it
this
than
comes
just
from.
the cultural
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah.
I was thinking last Christmas I was at my brother's house and he has three little ones, and at my own fault, like I was watching them, I gave them gifts coming out their ears, and it was like unwrap, look great, next, and I was like, oh man,
Kind of an
Yeah.
assembly line of
but how
consumerism.
yeah, but how cool that this guy has devoted his life to the real Santa Claus, the real St. Nicholas. In fact, his own devotion to St. Nicholas began at the age of 6.
Wow.
Right, when he and his twin brother Richard fervently prayed to the saint when their mother was hospitalized with a high-risk pregnancy, and their father was in a sanatorium suffering from tuberculosis.
Isn't that something?
Yeah,
So it was the devotion to the saint that kind of, this is the way saints work. They
Yeah.
kind of keep you close to them.
yeah,
You know?
Yeah,
It's really
it's-
a beautiful thing.
yeah, and of course, well, not of course, but St. Nicholas certainly delivered because both parents regained their health and returned home. Right, and so Father Marquis has
no
grown,
shocker, he's a priest.
Right.
You know? He's a
So Father
priest
Marquis
today.
has grown ever closer to St. Nicholas. He has 5 of his relics.
Wow.
I didn't even know there were. I mean, that would make sense, but
Oh,
how
there most
cool.
certainly are.
How cool. And so, and he has visited the St. Nicholas Shrine in Italy.
I've been there.
That's
You've
right.
been there?
I've been there. I saw Santa.
In fact, he's got a very big Italian following too, San Niccolo de Bari.
Yeah, because his body somehow ended up in Italy. That's all
Yeah,
I'll say.
yeah, yes, yeah.
From Turkey.
Uh-huh. Yeah, he's Nicholas of
From a
Myra.
place that is not Italy.
But yeah, but somehow his relics, I say somehow, we know exactly how, his relics were translated to Bari, and a much larger shrine was built there.
Excellent.
Yeah, these things do happen throughout history.
But
It
it's under a Byzantine church,
It
or
is.
actually it might be under an Orthodox church. It's under an Orthodox church.
Yeah.
Because the Orthodox, who are the people of the Eastern rites who do not follow the Pope or do not recognize the authority of the Pope, they also have a devotion to Saint Nicholas.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
So this school is really quite something.
Yeah.
Because I like the fact too that that even Protestants, those who are non-Catholic, come to school.
Yep.
And they recognize, he was a saint, and certainly he was a holy man, and that's exactly who. Even though I might be a Baptist or something, I portray him.
Yeah. Yeah, super cool. There are also educational programs for school groups and other audiences, across the age gap, across the denominations.
Yeah.
As we were talking about, super cool. And this is like going to elf school, except for real. Like these people are really going to come out with the spirit of St. Nicholas, the spirit of giving, the spirit of experiencing Christ. And being Christ to others.
Yeah, and not all Santas are created equal when it comes, because I've seen some that are just processing, the pictures, right? They're like next, and then there are those who take every child that's in their presence as you are the only one here. It doesn't matter how long the line is, and I think that perhaps would be the spirit of Saint Nicholas, the one that says, "This good thing must be done now, and it must be done for you," because that was really what animated him.
Yeah. For sure. And listen, you don't have to go to the Santa school in Detroit this year to be a St. Nicholas to someone.
That's true.
When you're thinking about this Advent and this Christmas season, because Christmas begins on Christmas Day and there's a whole season afterwards, really look at what is it that you're spending the most of your time on. Is it buying stuff? Is it decorating your house? Is it sending out Christmas cards? Which are all good things. But are you spending time being Christ to others?
Yep.
Showing others. I love the image of Santa Claus kneeling next to the baby Jesus in the crib. Because even Santa Claus, right, is leading people to Christ. And if you can be that for somebody this Christmas, it'll change your Christmas, it'll change their Christmas, and it'll be a beautiful thing.
That's right. If you want to read more about it, CatholicUnderground.com is the place to go. We're going to take a break, but stay with us. Hail, Holy Queen, Mother of Mercy, our life, our sweetness, and our hope. To thee do we cry, poor banished children of Eve. To thee do we send up our sighs, mourning and weeping in this valley of tears. Turn then, most gracious Advocate, thine eyes of mercy towards us, and after this our exile, show unto us the blessed fruit of thy womb, Jesus. O clement, O loving, O sweet Virgin Mary. Oh, yes. Noel. It is Catholic Underground. We are here at CatholicUnderground.tv, on podcast, on radio, online. And if you're joining us, this is our Christmas Spectacular. And one of the things that we always do in our Christmas Spectacular is we cook, right?
And we eat. Right? And
Yes,
so maybe we'll just take this opportunity to introduce you to what's going on, and then maybe talk a little bit about. We have a segment plan just in case we can't fill the time with our food. So,
Lols.
yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and introduce me to a bowl?
That's right. Yeah. So we'll pass the bowls around, and it's interesting because the topic is about remaining vigilant. Yeah. And one of the ways that we as Christians remain vigilant is by some of the cultural things that we do, some of the observances that we have. And one of the things that our theme this year is an Italian family Christmas, right?
Yep.
That's right. Finally, Olivia gets to shine. And one of the things that if you've ever been with an Italian family or in one, remaining vigilant is extremely connected. Remaining vigilant in the season is extremely connected to keeping watch as a family. and so this is it's a very fitting kind of topic. And so let's talk about. I'll talk about what's happening on my end of the table. We have I prepared a cheese board. Okay.
It's beautiful.
And meat.
And meat. So an antipasto plate is not out of place in any Italian home. In fact, Roberto Veri, who is our Toronto bureau chief up in Canada, he and his family have a lot of Christmas stuff. Canadian Thanksgiving just starts the ball rolling for them, you know. Mm-hmm. And so almost always there are cheeses from all sorts of places. I picked some Italian cheeses. So there's like a Toscano that's been coated in Syrah, like in a wine barrel. I've also got some smoked ricotta cheese as well.
I can't wait to try.
Yeah, and then some pecorino romano, which you can't go wrong with, and then some molitero, I believe it's called, the tartufo. So it's a little truffle baked in cheese. We've also, of course, got some roasted red peppers, some prosciutto e melone, which is
that's
prosciutto.
Something, that Roberto introduced me to. I've never had anything better in my life.
Prosciutto wrapped around a cantaloupe.
Yes.
For us.
I'm crying now, man.
I know. So me too, inside. I have to keep talking, though. And then some soppressata and some other cured meats. Of course, various nuts and dried fruits are also common on a cheese board as well. And because I had a little extra room, some chocolate-covered strawberries. I don't know how, authentic that is, but
That's okay.
We'll allow it.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Olivia, but around an Italian family table, there would also be a lot of seafood, because seafood is something that's very much sought after for the holidays. And so I have some smoked trout here.
Yeah, and in fact, my family hasn't done this, but there's a tradition on Christmas Eve that you only eat fish. It's like the Feast of the Seven Fishes.
Right.
So, and I mean, think about like where Italy is. It's surrounded by water, so I mean, they're more likely to have seafood, especially areas like Sicily and southern Italy. They're more likely to have seafood than they are to have like red meat.
Yeah,
you know?
and it is. It's a very pescatarian or pescatarian culture, to use the long word there. And then let's see, we move from there down next to the olive oil and balsamic vinegar to Kathleen. Kathleen put on the whole.
I'm Italian.
She put on the whole Italian
This
hog.
pesto,
This week.
Yeah.
pasta,
So,
my goodness.
so we've got a caprese there. So that's one of the easiest things to make, by the way. If you're going, you want to tell people that you really tried hard. Yeah, just slice a beefsteak tomato or some Roma tomatoes if you want something smaller, right?
Yep.
I'm telling the story here, and then
You
some
can also,
mozzarella.
you know what I found? You know
What's
what I also found? You can put them on a toothpick. You can get like little pearls.
You can, yeah.
And little cherry tomatoes. Put them on a toothpick.
yeah.
Drizzle some
That's balsamic glaze,
balsamic
by the way.
glaze.
That's
Yeah.
why it's sticking like that.
Olive oil. Salt and pepper.
Basil.
Basil.
Yep. And you can even get a basil leaf and you can stick it on the
Yeah.
fork too, and it's all, or the skewer.
Yep.
Very easy to do. And then Kathleen, you made some pesto.
Oh my gosh, this is the best.
What's in there?
It's pesto.
I'm saying this so that you can tell them while I eat it.
Look at there's two kinds of pasta: bow tie and I call it spiral. I'm sure it's like rotini.
Rotini.
Rotini
Okay.
and something else is what they
Rotini
call
e farfalle.
Farfalle.
Because it means a butterfly.
Okay.
Oh.
I like it. And then a pesto, mayonnaise, lemon juice,
Really?
spinach,
That explains it.
spinach mix with some toasted pine nuts and some Parmesan.
I do
I
love
want
the,
this
the,
recipe.
the pignoli, right? The pine nut.
Yeah.
It's very
It's
nice.
pretty easy. And you can add, it yields a lot.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
And you can add, so you can bring it as like a side, or you can add chicken or shrimp to it and make a meal out of it.
Very cool. And Olivia, you've got a little bonk.
a bun.
Cake.
But don't worry, I fixed it.
Yeah, you did. You filled the hole in your bunch cake
There was a hole in this cake, but I fixed it. So I made an olive oil cake where the main fat in the cake is olive oil.
So instead of like butter or
instead of butter or oil, like you can make an eggless cake or a butterless cake. Typically we use like buttermilk and oil or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
In this cake, the main fat is olive oil, so you get like that kind of richness of the taste of olive oil because I use like some of the good olive oil that I have.
Yes.
And then I put I put some figs in it, and then in the middle is I forget what they're called, but in Italy they have these really tiny strawberries that are just so sweet. I can't remember what they're called, but
Baby ones.
Yeah, I mean they look like little, but they're so fragrant. Like when I bought some in Sicily, I had some like in a plastic bag in my bag, like down,
4
feet from me,
them, right? Yeah,
and I could still smell them. They were so fragrant. But so this is a sauce made with those. And a little rum and a little lemon, So
of course,
put on your cake when you eat.
the Italian Alpine strawberry. Yeah, I don't know what the
It
word.
starts with an F, and it's not fragola.
It's a fragoline.
There you go.
Little strawberry, right? Yeah. Thank you, internet. Yeah, and so those are the main dishes. We've of course got some focaccia bread there, which is good with anything. And then some olive oil and balsamic vinegar because you can always dip, right? You can. The beautiful thing about the meat and cheese plate is you can dip that into olive oil and balsamic vinegar, and it just kind of amplifies it.
Yeah.
Let's see what else is that. I think that's I have my little Italian herb grinder, which is a very helpful thing, and then my upcoming because we also have some Italian soda. The blood orange is perhaps one of the most unsung things. The blood orange. It's my favorite of all the oranges.
Me too.
And you put more sugar and add fizzy water, and you've got blood orange soda, and so that's very good. Yeah, have some more.
That's
good.
yes.
Yeah. So that's Jeff. We promised to send some up the pneumatic tube. We just haven't.
I know you will. You always
Now
do.
you'll watch us eat.
That's right. And now you get to watch us eat for the next 30
and I'll
minutes.
narrate.
That's right. Yeah, Jeff will do the play-by-play.
So are you going to have any of these recipes in the show notes? I'm just curious,
Sure.
Olivia,
You know what?
because
Yeah, I think we can certainly supply that because, as I say, just some people are afraid to assemble an antipasto plate.
Yeah,
Because they're like, well, what goes on it? And
Exactly.
I
You
mean,
should
Make like a schematic or a blueprint or something.
I could certainly
Sure.
do that.
Cheese.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Kathleen's coming over for.
Do it.
It's all right. You're
Do
doing
it.
great. Kathleen's reaching over for the caprese. I'm going to have some of the Toscano
Wait, while you're out.
Calling my
cheese.
name.
Yeah. Well, this is
And
this
I'll
is
take
not
some of the
typical of the
bread.
Catholic Underground. It's fine though.
true.
Yeah.
And now is Toscano? Is it more of a salty type
It
creamy
is.
cheese or?
It is a salty cheese, and then it's aged in the wine barrels,
Yeah.
so you get a little hint of the grape in there too.
Oh my!
And tell me about that smoked ricotta, because I've never had smoked
Yeah,
ricotta.
I had never heard of
Yeah,
it.
so ricotta, of course, is one of the easiest cheeses to make.
Yeah?
You can make it with some rennet, and which you can get usually at like a health food store, and you can make ricotta with a jug of milk, full fat milk, and so it's a kind of a grainy cheese, right?
Yes. Yes.
And
Did you
so
make
with
that?
I didn't make
Oh,
it. I didn't
gosh,
make it.
okay.
No. And then it's smoked. So the whole thing is kind of put together into a little wheel, and it's smoked. So and this one is smoked with lemon,
Oh,
and cured with lemon. So the thing about ricotta that makes it congeal properly is oftentimes you can use rather than a rennet, you can use a citrus, and so it's a creamy cheese, and then it's got the citrus kind of infused in it, and it's a little smoky too. Yeah. I do
I
like
need to tell my dad about that because
Yeah.
he has a smoker and he likes to smoke things.
That's
hey,
fascinating.
I
I've
think you
never thought about ricotta, especially.
Well, ricotta is one of those things that it's like a layer in lasagna, and
true.
most people don't
true.
think
That's
about it
the only way
outside
I've
of
ever
that.
known
Or like
it.
put it in a calzone or something.
Or you
and
put it
forget
in a
about
calzone,
it.
yeah. Because it's a utility cheese, right? It kind of is the unsung hero that gives a little bit of weight to things,
But when I made cannoli for my boyfriend Matt's family Thanksgiving. You've met Matt, and like people ask what's in the filling, and they're really always shocked to hear ricotta cheese.
Yep, cheese and sugar.
Because they're like, cheese, really? And I'm like, but it's not like cheddar cheese,
Right.
Yeah.
It's a cheese that basically takes on the taste of anything you put it with, but it adds that texture that you need.
Kind of like a mascarpone too.
Yeah.
Mascarpone. There we go. Got it. I said I had to say it right. Yeah. So yeah. One of the things that we find
I want to eat.
I know. One of the things
Keep
we find in
going, yeah.
Advent
Fine.
is is that it's a time to slow down and to think. And that's really what eating does too, right? You can't do anything while you're eating except eat. You know?
And that's the beauty of sitting around the dinner table. Is it manja?
Mangiare.
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 Great conversation. So.
Yep. Yeah. That's
How
exactly
them
right.
youngins doing?
Yeah. And then of course I failed to mention the goat cheese with fig. Fig jam and little bits of fig.
Yeah,
in there too.
you were probably going to just save that for later. And just
Yeah.
Tell me about
Well,
it.
I just
remarkable.
sliced it in half, so there may be another half of the fig goat cheese log, off camera.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I love that.
Yeah.
So, man, that's a good assortment. Now this menu, how did you guys put it together? Did y'all decide that I'm going to do this, you make that, and this would be better if we had this?
This is probably the first year we didn't really talk about it.
Yeah.
Man.
Kathleen said, "I'll make pesto," and then I said, "I'll do a cheese board."
I didn't respond, but I read what y'all.
Yeah, and we
said.
figured whatever Olivia makes.
I
is
mean,
gonna
you
be
knew I
fine.
was either gonna make bread or dessert, so.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And I gambled on dessert. That's what
Yeah.
I figured she'd make,
Yeah.
and she did.
And I did because
Yeah.
I am who I am.
So the olive oil
Cake.
cake in there, is it a sweet cake or is it more like a bread?
No, it's a cake. I mean,
Oh,
it
okay.
definitely has a different texture because there's some almond flour in it,
Oh,
along with
wow.
real flour or all-purpose flour.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
Maybe it's a cross between something like a sweet bread, so something like a banana bread, which is already more cake-like than
Oh yeah, I got you.
sandwich
I got
bread.
you. Interesting.
But yeah, Kathleen can
I'll
be
give
the
us
judge
the
of
this.
verdict.
Good. She's going to slice it for us right here on the radio and TV. We just
right,
love this.
Yeah.
Oh,
To tell
yeah.
me
Yeah,
if it's terrible.
We
don't tell me.
apologize in advance for the plastic knives. I bring just about everything else, but always forget to bring the
know.
nice
I forgot to
silverware for the
bring-
show.
Oh, wow.
Cutlery, too.
Okay.
Look,
so,
it cuts and
It's all right.
shovels the food.
You guys are part of the family, so you understand.
yes, you do.
Yeah.
Let's see, little strawberry juice.
It might need to be spooned and not dipped.
Ah,
Gotcha.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And so, I didn't ask you. Did you say that's the little mini strawberry?
Yeah,
Typically.
strawberries, Meyer lemons, and rum.
Nice.
But it's Bayou Satsuma rum.
Oh yeah.
So
So
little
in
bit.
Louisiana, we have the Donner Peltier Distillery and a couple of others that use
this little
Louisiana Satsuma, which is kind of like an orange, right?
Yes,
So naturally,
yeah.
it's natural. It's natural. Of course, it's natural. It's an orange. Is orange, but it grows. The Satsuma grows very plentifully in Louisiana.
Yes, it does.
And so they will use it in the preparations for their rums and for even
Is it good?
I've even seen Satsuma use as kind of the finishing flavor for gin down here too. Yeah.
And it's and really, this is growing season in South Louisiana, just right before winter hits. But December, the orange groves are just plentiful, especially Louisiana navel
What?
oranges.
Figs.
True. Oh, do you like figs? So
It's a fig.
is Kathleen trying to figure?
So good.
Yeah, I've had to be tricked into eating figs, and now that I have, because I used to be afraid of them because they look well. I think my first introduction to figs was a fig Newton,
really good.
which
Oh.
shouldn't
no.
count.
It
Nope.
does not
No, no.
count.
Right?
Thank
No.
you.
And then if you look at the fig, sometimes you don't know what it is because on the outside it looks very, very hard, but on the inside the flesh is very very supple, but it can also be gluppy if it's
Yeah.
an old fig. You know?
Well, and I like dried figs, so the
yeah.
ones in here are actually dried, so they don't add
Oh, nice.
moisture.
Yeah, that's important when you're making
yeah.
a cake.
It's
But
like a denser pound cake almost with a little
yeah,
and then like
Got it.
slathered on top with some strawberry goodness
Yeah.
with a little bit of rum after bite.
A little rum kick.
some little kick.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Well, and I added the figs too, because traditionally around Christmas is when you Sicilians would make fig cookies. What's called cuccidati. But those take about 4 days to make. So I just added figs into the olive oil cake, just to give a little nod to that. Yeah.
I'm diving into the bread here.
It's real good.
yeah.
Dip it in Kathleen's Wonder Sauce.
Oh, that's not a bad idea. Yeah. So this is just a focaccia bread, which is really easy to make. There's a YouTube channel called Food Wishes, and
Caviadri.
the chef who prepares things has a kind of a strange voice because he always speaks in an upward cadence. But if you can get past that, because I'm sure that all your Catholic Underground friends, we speak just normal, right?
Yeah.
But anyway, so food wishes. I'll try to remember to put that in the show notes. His focaccia recipe is very easy to do.
Nice.
And it's something you can do in your house with the stuff that you've got there. If you've got some nice olive oil, if you've got flour, if you've got yeast, then you're ready to go.
That's amazing. And there's nothing better than the smell of that bread baking.
It's true. That's right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's something magical about bread. That's one of those things that helps people stay vigilant, too, is whenever there's some bread baking, you're almost like, there's something that's coming soon.
Yep.
And it's going to be great.
And I'm not leaving.
And I'm not leaving until, that's right. Yeah, it's kind of like La Posadas, the Mexican tradition of going from house to house to search for the Christ child,
Yes.
Do you find snacks on the way?
Well, yes. It's kind of like a trick or treat thing.
What?
Except,
I've never heard of this before.
well, Kathleen, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know if there's an Italian analog to that. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't know. But
So his father is biting into the focaccia bread.
I am.
Homemade by Olivia?
No,
The
I'm
focaccia,
sorry.
No.
Oh.
She can. But
I
know
just
she
didn't have
can.
time.
I have to.
Sorry.
I had mass this morning, so I couldn't. I was going to make focaccia, but one of the beautiful things about Louisiana is that many of our stores are owned and operated by Italian families.
True.
Yep.
And they know what's up.
Yep. In fact, in my local little town, the name of the supermarket is Sopranos.
Nice.
Not those Sopranos.
Yes.
Yeah. But they and so you'll every now and then you'll find little Italian things kind of hidden back there that
I live down the street from not one but two Italian groceries, and it is the ideal situation for me. I mean that absolutely seriously. I can walk to two Italian grocery stores. Blessed be God.
So Calandro's is one.
Calandro's is one, and Canatella's is the other one.
Oh, wonderful.
They have a store. The original store is in a small town near Morganza, which is also a very small town.
Yes, it is.
I forget the name of the other.
Would it be Ennis?
No, I feel like it's something that starts with an L. I don't know, but so they. I don't know.
It's all right.
Letcher.
It's not Letcher. It's the opposite
Lottie?
direction.
Different. Lottie. Yeah, Lottie is
Labryville?
another one of those towns that's nearby. Yeah.
But
For
they
those
have,
of you who are listening in Boston, this means nothing to you.
Yeah, right. It means nothing to a lot of Louisiana people too.
Right.
But they're like Morganza. Is that a place? But yeah, so I'd never been to the original store, but they opened one in Baton Rouge, maybe 6 months ago, and it's basically just kind of like a specialty grocery store where you're not gonna be able to do all your shopping there, but the stuff that you really want to be good quality, like they have their own meats. You can get lasagna, you can get muffaladas, you can get all kinds of stuff there, as well as like cheeses and things. So I've gotten some good stuff from them before.
Nice.
That's true. And the thing about it is, to those of you who listen to our podcast, there is almost always an Italian grocer somewhere nearby, because that's one of the things that makes our United States very beautiful, is that we are this culinary kind of cauldron, and especially in New England, if you're watching or listening in New England, get to know an Italian family if you haven't. I'm not making that a mandate because it sounds like a mafia thing, but no, get to know an Italian family, because more often than not, we talked about adoption at the top of the show.
Yes.
They would love to adopt you to be part of their family.
And I'm telling you, the traditions are just over the top good, because it's always centered around family and food.
That's right, and it
And
always,
faith.
and I was going to say, and in one way or another, it always points towards faith.
Yes.
Because even if you involve yourself with an Italian family that maybe has kind of drifted a little bit from the practice of their faith, it's so ingrained in their culture, And I say one of the reasons we have no problem as Catholics eating Italian food is because we're Roman Catholic. We're all Italian in some way, we all in some way,
Right.
kind of tip our hats to that type of cuisine.
Sorry.
So,
Yeah, this is my favorite show of the whole.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
Like,
why.
because
still
at the-
think
at
about
the
your
end, I'm
pierogies.
just- we need to not, but we need to do this at the end of the day when I can just roll myself out the door
yeah.
into my car and into my bed.
Yeah, so like a little inside baseball here. We're pre-taping this show so that it can run during the Christmas season. So hello to you. You're watching us during the Christmas season. But we are doing episode 412. The next episode we're going to do right after this one is 411, and that's the one that's going to be live for the second Sunday of Advent.
There we go. Okay.
So letting you behind the screen. So we can't eat all of this because we have to, do a whole other show.
Survive.
Yes, if you go back and watch 411 and we're like, And
Right. Yeah.
what?
Yeah. Time travel doesn't ever work out well for anybody, you know? So
Not at all.
So there it is. Yeah. And so that's the thing. I mean, it's really the beautiful thing about Christmas is it gives us an opportunity to sit with the Lord. And that's what we do around the table. I mean, think about it. We do it at Thanksgiving, but we certainly do it at Christmas too, is that we're given the chance to share food with one another and to kind of break open what we have received over the course of the year, our Christmas presents, and then hopefully you're in a situation where you can talk about faith with your family too.
Yeah.
You know, they say, I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm a priest in a family, but I never have any trouble talking about, even if I don't get into the intricacies of Catholicism, because, you know, people are still interested in that, but you can still talk about faith.
Mm-hmm.
And especially in the United States, thanks be to God, we're able to talk about faith with the facility that we have, you know, with whether we know a lot about religion, whether we know a lot about the particular denomination that we are. I think all of us somewhere deep down knows that we're here for a purpose, or at least we hope we are. And so, yeah, don't be afraid to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because around the table is the best place to do it.
That's true.
Yeah, well, especially because food is it's an intimate activity, but it's also something that, like, the Catholic world has so many traditions that revolve around food. So, like, you know, every year we focus on a different aspect of, like, culinary Christmas, and we're not running out of ideas yet.
No.
Because there's just so many different aspects of our faith that involve food. I mean, think about, like, the Eucharist, right? The Eucharist is a meal. It's an act of eating. So, like, eating is something very special to our faith. So even if you make something like the other day, I made St. Lucy's bread, and you know, you make something that's has a tradition attached to it. You give it to people, and they're like, "Oh, this is new and different. Why did you make this? What is this?" And you can, like, briefly say, like, "Oh, well, it's because of X, Y, and Z." And in that little moment, you know, you don't have to, like, nail them to the floor and, like, read them the catechism.
Right.
But in that little moment, you know, you've done something to pique their interest or draw them closer to the heart of Jesus.
There's evangelization in that for sure.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah, sometimes our buddy Roberto again, he really should be here for this.
We really should. Next
but
year we'll have a Roberto Christmas.
We should have a Roberto family Christmas. Yeah, we'll be up in Canada, so yeah. But one of the things that you get is that if you fast and feast with the church, that is catechism enough. The faith is passed on through the sharing of the meal as well. Yeah. Also, you lose weight if you fast and feast with the church too.
Ooh.
I'm trying this smoked trout.
Did you smoke it yourself?
I did not. It was either this. I was trying to find a fish dish that would be something that I would not have to cook.
Yeah.
It was like, I need something smoked. I didn't expect to find smoked trout.
No.
But I did. And you know what I really wanted to do? So fish of, sea-dwelling creatures of all kinds are good to go in Italy. And I finally found in Baton Rouge, I found an octopus vendor.
What?
Come on.
Where?
Interesting.
Yeah, the new Vietnamese market on Perkins Road here in Baton Rouge, which is one of our kind of main thoroughfares. They have a Vietnamese restaurant, but they also have a Vietnamese market. And they have a lot of really interesting fish stuffs.
That is super
Interesting.
I like that.
So I might make something with octopus. Kathleen's just passing the fish right over. It's okay. It's got a great flavor. Because it's smoked, I'm just going to have another one while I'm
It
talking.
smells good. I just
Yeah.
can't do fish right now.
It's okay. I figured that, but it's funny. People feel funny about fish. I don't know if it's I don't know. Anyway,
I'm with you.
I like it.
I just had, like, fishy things for lunch, so I have
That's
to.
okay.
I'm good for the week.
Yeah, I thought about doing something with scallops or something, but I didn't. You know, I only had one mass today, my 11 a.m., but I slept in this morning.
Good for you.
Yeah,
Good for you.
Because I know that the season is about to break wide open.
Yep.
Because, you know, as we get closer to, I'm sorry, I'm time traveling again, but as we get closer to Christmas, things get very, very busy for priests. And so we kind of, it's almost like whenever you're getting ready for one of your children or you have a newborn and you're sleeping in turns and you're, you know, kind of taking shifts. I can feel that about to happen with parish life. So as you're enjoying this Christmas meal, hopefully Christmas meal with your family and listening to the show, we'll be kind of revving up for all the Christmas stuff. We have reconciliation services and stuff that are happening, which are ways that we remain vigilant as well, for sure. I know I have one pick of the week for this, because normally we do a pick of the week every week, and everybody goes around table. But this is my pick of the week. This is called Saint-Germain. It's not Italian, it's French, but it is elderflower liqueur.
I've never even heard of elderflower.
Yeah. So it's where you get the elderberry.
Oh,
right?
is that right? Okay,
Yeah.
now elderberries, sure.
Yeah.
Right. So that's what they make fun of in the Monty Python films.
Oh,
But this is elderflower liqueur.
Ooh,
We'll send some up
fancy.
and so Saint-Germain, it's you can get it in different size bottles. It's a fantastic. It's a very sweet. A little goes a long way. It's a very sweet liqueur. You can drink it by itself. It goes into many different mixed type of cocktail drinks.
Oh, that's nice.
And then you can. It is. Yeah. And then.
Okay, elderberry.
Yeah.
Elderflower. What's it called?
Elderflower, yeah.
Elderflower.
Elderflower.
Yeah. Saint-Germain
Elder
or Saint Germain
delicious.
if you
This
want.
is
Yeah.
quite lovely.
So that's my pick of the week. It's a little savory, but it's floral, and then it has a kind of a sweet and savory finish at the same time.
Nice.
That's my pick of the week. Yeah.
All right.
Kathleen, are you duly impressed?
Yes.
Yeah.
I feel very fancy right now.
Well, the bottle is really nice too. It's got a lot of scallops on the bottle, not
Very Art
like fish
Deco.
scallop, but yeah, it is. It's a very Art Deco bottle.
Where
That's
do you
true.
get it from?
This you can get from pretty much anywhere liqueurs are sold. So
I've seen it at Calandro's.
yeah, a lot of supermarkets, a lot of specialty supermarkets will have that too. And I notice even some of the kind of the big box chains like the World Market and whatnot, they'll have this, especially during Christmas season. Because this is something that your family can kind of sip and chat. And, it allows for the sharing of stories. For sure.
Like post dinner, if you will.
Yeah, this being
kind
a
of
liqueur, it's a little sweet for a digestif. This might be a better aperitif, something you would kind of whet your appetite with. But it could go both ways. You can have it before or after. I haven't actually mixed it with anything before. I mean, I might have put it on ice cream or something like that because it's good on ice cream. Everything's good on ice cream.
We just mixed it with the blood orange soda.
Yeah?
Quite yummy.
Really? Well, I might have to try that.
10 out of 10 recommend.
There you go. And that's the thing too is because of its unique flavor, it can kind of dress something else up.
Yeah.
So you can have it with a little fizzy water, that could be good too.
That's nice.
So there you
I
are.
like that a lot.
So like it's the one pick of the week to rule them all for the Christmas spectacular, the Saint-Germain.
That is well worth it.
Yeah.
It's true.
That's my pick of the week too.
And so what we'll do is we'll try to make sure that all the foods that we talked about, I'll have to take a picture, which actually, I do have to take a picture. And we'll put that on the website and try to point to everything. I have all my little cheat sheets here to tell you what the foods are.
Nice.
We also have some biscotti over there as well, and then some Chianti, which is, kind of a standard issue table wine. There you go. So yeah, that's it. Tell you what, you can let us know if this is your first time signing on to the show. Let us know, backchat at catholicunderground.com or go to catholicunderground.tv, and you can leave us a message there. Our panelists this week have been Kathleen Lee. She's the Faith Ninja and Hope Samurai at KLee626 on Instagram. Thank you, Kathleen.
Anytime.
Also, Olivia Gulino at The Real OMG with all the dots in the right spots there. Thanks, Olivia.
Thank you, Father.
Our technical director is Jeff Blackwell at Jeff Blackwellis on Instagram and on Twitter. Our research assistant and leader of the crew in the lab is Jim Hayes. Our video and graphics director is Ed Ball. You know me, I'm Father Chris. We've made one more revolution around the sun. You can follow me online at Digital Catholic, and we hope that we've helped you cut through the noise and find that still small voice this year. We're the Catholic Underground. Merry Christmas, and we'll see you next time.
From the Catholic Underground.